How to Stay Mentally Sharp into Old Age, a psychologist's reflection on the habits that truly matter. There's a quiet moment that arrives in most therapy rooms just after a breakthrough or just before tears. It's a moment of clarity when someone pauses and says something like, "I just don't want to lose myself as I get older." That sentence has stayed with me across countless sessions and years. As a mental health professional and observer of human behavior, I've come to see aging not as a decline, but as a shift in mental rhythm. The sharpness of youth gives way to the depth of wisdom. But staying cognitively vibrant and emotionally grounded is very much within our reach, even into our 80s and 90s also. So what separates those who remain mentally agile from those who slowly fade into a fog? Let's talk about that from a psychological lens and with the gentle wisdom of life experience. 1. Focus deeply. One thing at a time. Our brains crave order, but we feed them chaos. We bounce from phone screens to news updates to conversations, expecting our minds to keep up. But psychological research on cognitive load reminds us the brain has limited bandwidth. When we multitask, we fragment attention, reduce memory consolidation, and increase stress. Over time, this kind of fragmented processing leads to mental fatigue. People who remain mentally sharp as they age tend to protect their focus fiercely. They cultivate mindful attention, the practice of giving their full presence to a single moment, task, or conversation. Try this. Practice sensory anchoring. Next time you eat, walk, or clean, do it slowly. Notice textures, sounds, smells. It trains the brain to stay grounded. 2. Root your self-worth internally. In therapy, we often explore clients' self-schema, the mental framework that defines who they believe they are. People who hinge their worth on status, achievement, or appearance often struggle when these fade with age. In contrast, those with intrinsic self-worth, the belief that they are valuable because they exist, not because they perform, weather life's transitions with greater grace. Sharp-minded elders tend to say things like, "I'm still me even if I move slower," or "I matter because I care deeply." Psych insight. This mirrors Carl Rogers' concept of unconditional positive regard. When we learn to regard ourselves this way, the brain reduces cortisol stress hormone and increases self-regulation. 3. Act first. Motivation will follow. Many people assume they must feel like doing something before they do it. But psychology says otherwise. Behavioral activation theory suggests that action precedes emotion. Small acts, like opening a book, putting on shoes, or brewing tea, can initiate momentum that leads to motivation. Those who keep their minds healthy often have a quiet discipline. They take that first small step even when they don't feel like it. And in doing so, they spark energy that wasn't there before. MicroStrategy, use the 20-second rule. Make the action you want to do 20 seconds easier to start. Leave your journal open. Place your shoes by the door. Make beginning irresistible. 4. Moderate dopamine. Don't drown in it. We live in a world designed to hijack your brain's dopaminergic system. Every ping, like or sugary snack, is a quick hit. Over time, this rewires the brain to seek fast rewards and avoid anything that requires effort. But effort is where the magic happens. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, thrives in slow, effortful learning, not passive pleasure. Older adults who protect their mental agility tend to avoid overexposure to high dopamine distractions. They lean into hobbies that offer delayed rewards, gardening, puzzles, art, music, volunteering. Try this. Build in dopamine resets. Hours where you turn off screens and return to slow joy. Read. Write. Watch birds. Your brain will thank you. 5. Stay in the depths. Deep work heals the mind. The modern mind is addicted to surface skimming. But what strengthens the brain is what Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called flow, a state of deep, immersive concentration where time disappears. Flow is cognitively demanding but deeply nourishing. It reduces anxiety, increases life satisfaction, and improves executive function. Mentally sharp elders often have a flow ritual. They knit intricate patterns, build model ships, write long letters, restore old furniture. They go deep, and they return refreshed. Your challenge: choose one activity per week that requires full attention and no multitasking. Lose yourself in it. Reclaim the rhythm of flow. 6. Be a creator, not just a consumer. Endless scrolling, background TV, passive podcasts, they seem harmless. But the brain can become lazy, overstimulated, and underengaged. People who age well often have a healthy balance between consumption and creation. They don't just watch. They build, bake, repair, write, photograph, sculpt, plant. This activates multiple brain regions at once, especially those related to problem solving, motor planning, and sensory integration. Psych tip, start small. Write postcards, journal weekly, doodle, paint rocks, teach someone how to do something you love. 7, feed your curiosity daily. Curiosity activates the hippocampus and releases dopamine, two critical players in long-term memory and mental vitality. Psychologically, curiosity is linked to openness to experience, a personality trait associated with resilience, life satisfaction, and cognitive longevity. The sharpest older adults I've worked with remain playfully curious. They ask strange questions. They Google rabbit holes. They try new foods. They aren't afraid to feel foolish. Try this practice. Every Sunday, ask yourself, what's something I've never understood, but always wanted to? Then take one step toward learning it. 8, learn. Keep learning. Never stop. In clinical psychology, we talk about cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to withstand damage without showing symptoms. Lifelong learning builds this reserve like a mental savings account. The more you learn new languages, skills, even trivia, the more you strengthen your brain's scaffolding. Mentally agile adults often seem to have beginner's minds. They stay humble enough to admit they don't know and bold enough to keep learning anyway. Enroll yourself. Choose a topic every quarter to explore deeply. It doesn't have to be practical. It just needs to spark a light in you. 9, let people in. Connection is brain medicine. Loneliness isn't just emotional, it's cognitive. Chronic loneliness is linked to brain shrinkage, memory loss, and depression. In contrast, people who nurture relationships through conversation, community, and even conflict resolution are building emotional regulation, perspective taking, and cognitive empathy. Sharp older minds often share one thing: they're not isolated. They laugh often. They listen deeply. They tell stories and stay part of other people's lives. Psych insight. Your social circle doesn't need to be large, just intentional. Invest in 2, 3 friendships with real emotional depth. Closing thoughts. Grow old with intention, not fear. In the end, staying sharp isn't about avoiding age. It's about aging with mental agility, emotional depth, and psychological flexibility. You don't need a perfect memory. You need a rich memory, a lived life, full of curiosity, effort, intention, and love. If you take anything from this, let it be this: your brain is not fixed. Your habits shape its future. Your life, no matter the age, still holds infinite potential. So light the candle, open the book, call the friend, ask the question. And in doing so, you'll be proving what psychology already knows. The mind doesn't grow old. It grows wiser if we let it.